But now, last night, former EastEnders actress Lucy Benjamin became the first person to be voted out of the celebrity jungle. I know, she's lovely. But, of course, everyone's still talking about Katie Price. In an interview with Ant and Dec, she talked about why she walked out of the show, but also sensationally revealed the shocking news that she was single, once again, no longer with her cage fighter boyfriend, Alex Reid.
But being in there absolutely made me reflect on my past.
Yeah.
You know, the past 7 months, it made me realise I probably did act a right fool, behave in the way I did. And I'll tell you what, I've come out here as a new person and I'm just going to have a fresh start. I've reflected really good. It's done me so many favours in there.
Good.
And I hold my hands up. And the past 7 months, I have acted like a right twit. But that was the way I dealt with things. And I'm sorry if I upset people. That's another thing. I've done a lot of reflecting. I think it's best that I'm on my own. I just don't want to be in a relationship. Yeah, I just realised I want to be on my own. I don't want a relationship. I hope we can remain friends as of I came out.
Now, Katie's decided to be a single woman after realising she needs to be on her own for a while. So do you think that you can find your true self when you're single, or can you do it within a relationship?
Oh, I actually think you have to be on your own to find your true self. And then I think you can meet the right guy. I mean, that's my own experience anyway. I mean, I'd never been on my own. I'd had a boyfriend since I was 14. They just sort of kept coming, you know, at the queue. Oh, that was then. And then I split up with this one guy because he was seeing someone else. And that's not allowed, so into touch he was kicked royally. And then I was on my own, age 35, for the first time for over 20 years. I was by myself for 9 months. No sex, nothing. But I actually began to get the hang of it. I thought, I can do this. I can be...
Sex?
Shush, I knew you were going to say something. I was waiting on my own. I was on my own and I was fine. And I thought, I can do this. I can be independent. I can be strong. I can do without a man. And, of course, then I instantly met Peter because I wasn't needing one, because I wasn't bothered, and he came through the door. So, you know, it's because I'd found myself and I knew who I was, and I knew I wasn't actually described by a man. I could actually just be who I was, and then I was worth meeting, I think.
And I don't know what you mean. I mean, I obviously was with my ex since we were at school. And then, you know, obviously I got together with Steve, so I've never really, you know, properly been single. But I think you can do it within a relationship. I think especially the older that you get, and especially if you're starting again, because you are a different person, especially if you've been, you know, if you've been bruised a little bit, I think you hold a little bit back. So I think I find time to find myself and be myself, if you like, because I give 99.9% and love totally and completely, but I keep a little bit back, and that's for me.
It's if a partner allows you to find yourself or allows you to be yourself as well.
Yeah, but you can do it quietly when you're walking the dog on your own. You don't have to, you know, go off for months and what have you. Just having an hour a day, just walking the dog.
Or trying to find yourself in the park.
I have to say, I have a theory about all this.
Great.
I do have a theory. The thing is, you can be on your own too long.
Right.
See, can't you? And the thing is, there's this thing called the waiting room. OK? And so you go in the waiting room when you're on your own too long, OK? And you shut the door. Now, Carol was in the waiting room for 6 years, wasn't she?
7.
Yeah, 7 years. But she happened to open the door to get the milk, and Mark popped in. Yeah, Mark then came in, you see.
Well, isn't it about time you opened that door, Sherrie?
But you see, I put a lock on my door. I think
it's actually sealed shut now, Sherrie.
I know, mine's gone shut, you see. So the thing is... The thing is, I think when you're on your own, I think you exaggerate things. Things become 3D. You go home. You reflect too much. It's all about you because you haven't got anybody else to go home to talk to share it with. And I think everything becomes exaggerated in your whole life.
But have you found yourself in your waiting room? is
No,
what we're
because
asking.
I'm still waiting in my waiting room.
Sherrie, do you think you can become too independent? Is that what you're saying?
I think you become too independent, and the independence actually imprisons you.
Yes.
Completely, because you have freedom.
Is it independence or is it just self-obsession? Because a lot of people who are single, I'm not saying this about you, but you know, a lot of people who are single, they've been on their own for so long, they kind of think the whole world revolves around them, and it doesn't, which makes it almost impossible
You're
to find
independent of a
someone.
man, but say not independent of Keely, are you? You're very needy of Keely.
Yeah, I am. Because you know, Keely and Oliver are my life, and I love them very much. And so yes, because you don't have anything to go home to. You have no emotion to go home to, so you have no arguments to go home to. You have no sex to go home to.
Oh my God, I want to kill myself in a
I
minute.
know. so you have to get out of the waiting room.
You
That's
do,
it.
because
but
also
I can tell you now,
Right.
I have found my buzzer.
Oh!
Good for you, Sherrie Hewson.
Brilliant.
Don't show
That's
us,
what
don't
happens
show
when you
us.
wait around by yourself for a long time.